So the Throne and Liberty open beta is happening this week. And we've also got news on the business model for the global launch. And the best way to put it is that it's ruffling some feathers. In this video, we're going to talk about why. It's time.
Here for battle. And claim the
We're going back to Stoneguard. The open beta. It's an open beta. There's nothing closed. Oh. So a quick TLDR if you don't want to go through all the details with me. They've made some great changes to the monetization between the Korean version and the Western version. It may creep in down the line, but at launch, it's a better start. They're introducing what we're going to assume is like a founder's pack where you can pay to get an early access head start. And if you start on early access, you're going to be on a different server to people who don't start on early access. That's the TLDR. Now let's dive into why this can be a pain in the arse. Okay, so let's run through this business model. Now, obviously, as you know, Amazon is teaming up with NCSoft, so a lot of this stuff, I think Amazon gets to say on, but they probably still need to go for NCSoft for a lot of it. In the coming months on the road to launch, our teams will strive to keep you informed and up to date. It is important to us that we are open, communicative, and transparent about what is to come. You may have some questions about how the in-game store and economy will work in the regions supported by AGS. While some specifics may change as the development discussions continue, we wanted to provide an early overview of the key aspects of the game's business model: economy, leveling, and battle pass, and the cosmetics. So first, they're talking about their values. Player self-expression is paramount. I don't particularly give a shit about this, and I don't think many people should give a shit about this. But I get it, and I think that's a 2024 way of saying cosmetics. Combat and power upgrades must be accessible to all players. Purchasing items from our in-game shop must feel rewarding, but never necessary. So these ones are quite good. So the key systems. Learn about in-game terms and systems that form the core of the game's economy and business model. Below the overviews and introductions of these systems are a more detailed section with specific changes that can be found further that dives further into the auction house and the in-game passes available for purchase, and some of the Amazon Games updates. Differences the player may notice between the AGS service region and the other Throne, the Korean version. Nice picture. We love it. It looks great. So the currency. Now, obviously, you guys know about Lucent by this point. So there are three currencies. Lucent, which you can buy with real money, but you can also earn it in-game. So if I get a very good drop and I sell it on the auction house and you buy it for Lucent, I then get a percentage of that Lucent. And it also says here, you can win it if you are winning castle sieges and tax deliveries and stuff like that. So Solent, I call it Solent, being from Southampton. So Solent, which is essentially your gold, like in your in-game gold, which you get basically for doing anything and everything. And ornamental coins. Players can acquire ornamental coins through special in-game activities such as collecting lore books and promotional events such as Twit drops. Ornamental coins can also be earned through in-game events and the Battle Pass free track. There will be a shop for players to spend their ornamental coins, offer a mix of cosmetics and progression items. Okay, so the auction house introduction. This is a lot of words, and the TLDR of this is it's an auction house. You can buy into the auction house with real money. You can sell into the auction house and then earn real money. Let's see if there's any changes. Trades and returns will allow players to earn Lucent without spending real money. Yep, Lucent earned through the auction house can be spent on in-game purchases. Yes. Paid and earned Lucent can be spent the same way. Yes. We would like to note the auction house is a work in progress. So maybe they're going to change what can and can't be purchased with Lucent, which probably makes sense. Okay, so passes. Now we know about these. You have the leveling pass and the battle pass. Would 100% recommend you getting these. When we played on Korea, we didn't have them, and we played against people who did have them. And by the end of it, you can kind of feel the difference. So would highly recommend this. It's very nice to have. On getting your character kind of geared up and stuff. Battle Pass is an interesting one because technically you don't need it, and it sounds like they're going to try and make the Battle Pass so you don't have to purchase it, but as with any game within the Premium Battle Pass, you're probably going to get some stuff that you want. So I don't mind these things, but let's continue. Don't mind these things if we left it there. The article finished there, yeah, great. All right, so in-game store and cosmetics overview. Blah 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 blah. So there's a lot to purchase. So we've got cosmetics, which will be outfits, morphs, amatoys, emotes, and more. So for you guys who are not aware, morphs are essentially your mounts. Instead of a traditional mount, you turn into an animal, and you can get different types of animals. This is kind of cool. Amatoy, which is like a pet. So you have a pet that can collect your loot, and it's actually very cool. They're like teddies. They're not like anime weeby shit. They're like cute teddies, and it's actually kind of cool. Emotes and yada yada yada. Items purchased from the in-game store cannot be traded on the auction house. Beautiful visuals are paramount to Throne and Liberty, and character outfits are no exception. They do have very, very cool cosmetics. We will absolutely give them that. Purchasable outfits are purely cosmetic and blah 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 blah. Will not provide any player power enhancement. So this is the difference here. The in-game store will not have solent, food, or potion consumables. Consumables for cosmetics such as dyes and sewn threads are still available. So Amazon have taken out any food, any solent, and any potion consumables. What was quite interesting was we were buying items for lucent and then selling them for solent, and basically having an unlimited supply of solent, aka gold. All right. So the early access overview. Now this is what's been ruffling the feathers mainly, and this is the main part we want to talk about in this particular video. So there will be an early access packs. To learn more about the packs, visit our early access pack showcase on July 18th, which will be at this point tomorrow. So we'll talk about this again. Early access packs can be purchased until the game launch date, at which point they will be no longer available for purchase. Purchase in any version of the packs will give players up to 5 days early access. So the TLD on that is there'll be multiple packs. So let's assume 10, 20, 30 pounds, probably more like 30, 50, 100, knowing what we did on Lost Ark. Something like that. And the higher the price you pay, the more days you get early access. They are going to be having early access and launch servers. Players who do not purchase early access packs will still be able to select fresh servers at launch when all players begin their adventures together. So, if I buy an early access pack, I will have access to a particular server, and only early access servers. If you don't purchase early access, you can still join my early access server, or you can join a brand new fresh start server with other people who do not have early access. For a set period of time, players from early access servers will not be able to transfer into launch servers, and the auction house clusters will not mix early access servers and commercial launch servers. This is designed with fairness in mind to prevent players from commercial launch servers accessing any items sooner than intended on the early access servers. Transferring from a launch server to an early access server will be allowed, subject to availability. Server transfers will be available at launch, and we will further explain the system in the future articles. It's very messy. Like, in my opinion, it's very messy. Why don't you just have early access packs without the early access? Just have launch packs, have founders packs. People will still buy it without this need for split servers and split auction houses. It's just creating problems. It's creating a fix for a problem that wasn't there. Do you know what I mean? To be completely honest, it feels like somebody has come up with this idea to make some money. Like it's a money-making scheme. But they didn't need to do the early access stuff. Just give us founders packs. What this is doing is saying, let's assume you're in a clan of 20, 30, 40. If 50% of your group wants to go early access and 50% doesn't, the 50% that doesn't is going to be forced to join the early access servers where they're going to be behind everybody else. If 50% of the players want to, and then you as a guild leader or a community decide not to go into early access, you're kind of limiting your own players from going to play the game early. It's just created a real clusterfuck of just messed. It's just really, really not needed, and it's a very strange decision in my humble opinion. And then what the biggest problem out of all of this is what you're going to find is, yes, they're going to allow for server transfers, which is probably going to cost money. You're going to create dead servers. We're going to be in a new world scenario again where they're going to open new servers. The servers are going to be dead, and the people are going to be forced to pay to transfer these servers. So what you'll find is if there could be, I could be very wrong here, there could be a very nice mix of half the people doing early access and half doing not early access. But it's quite likely that a lot of people won't do early access because they haven't played the game yet. So they'll wait and they'll do the, as they've called, the commercial launch. So you'll have early access servers that will die off a lot quicker than the other ones. So it's quite an interesting decision. I would love to speak to the person who's decided this and why they've decided it, if it is purely a financial gain or if they're doing anything more behind it. Anyway, let's see what the packs are. We'll revisit this when the packs come out. System deep dive. Dive into the Spirit of Liberty house and passes along with the regional changes we've collaborated with NCSoft. The auction house is a hub for player-driven economy of Friend Liberty where players can trade items with each other. This is basically explained in the auction house. Two-tier tax system. First, the system removes the flat percentage reducing the transaction. Second, the auction house has a tax where a portion of the tax sent to the guild that owns the castle. So just kind of explain the lucent there. The TLDR is whatever you do, some of the lucent goes into the castle, and then when you have the castle siege fight, you have an opportunity to win some of the lucent, which is essentially a tax. Let's see what they've changed here. Weapon master cannot purchase anything in the auction house that increases your weapon mastery. This is great. Skills require training books in order to enhance. Training books cannot be purchased directly from the auction house. Training books can be acquired as rewards through gameplay or crafted at skill special. Very good. A gem and parchment. Gems can be acquired through the auction house. Parchment is not available in the auction house and can only be earned by playing the game. So kind of half-half. Gear score. Increasing your gear score requires an item called growth stones. Growth stones cannot be purchased directly on the auction house. Growth stones can be acquired as rewards through gameplay or crafted. Crafting a growth stone requires 3 materials: a gem, magic powder, and a crystal. Gems can be purchased directly through the auction house. Magic powder can be purchased indirectly through the auction house by purchasing gear and dissolving it to receive magic powder, which is probably a very not very good way to do it. Crystals can only be earned by playing the game. So they're allowing you to purchase some things, but not others. So you essentially have to play the game. Even if you're buying some of it, you still have to play the game. And then finally, gear traits. Increasing your gear trait requires you to enchant your existing gear with another piece of gear that's of the same type, the same trait. Example, if you want to upgrade a sword with a plus hit trait, to increase the plus hit amount, you need another sword that has the plus hit trait. You can also increase the gear traits with trait extracts. Trait extracts allow a player to extract the trait value of a particular item and sell it at the auction house. This is useful when a player... Okay, we know that already. Some of the trait systems have changed since I last played, and the guys that showed me it's looking very good. Right, we'll skip some of the wall of text here, but the level and past purchase price has been reduced and is now purchasable with lucent instead of real world money. So you don't have to buy it straight away. You can play the game a bit, earn some items, sell it, get lucent, and then buy it. So you don't have to spend real money to get the level and pass. That's good. So, battle pass, that's a wall of text. Added the additional cosmetics to the battle pass tracks. Updated the final rewards cosmetics to a premium level outfit. Ooh. The Battle Pass purchase price has been reduced and is now purchasable with lucent instead of real world money, which is great. So basically you can acquire the Battle Pass and the Leveling Pass with lucent as long as you're playing pretty hard. Get some early items, sell them even if you need them. Probably look to sell them, make that lucent, and you can get yourself some bits here. And then Blessing of Silesium. For those of you who played on Korean servers, which we've kind of seen the Blessing of Silesium, you might be familiar with the Blessing of Silesium. This is an optional purchase but provides a variety of benefits to the player. Blessing of Silesium will not be available in the regions supported by Amazon Games at launch. It will come. I'm guaranteed it will come at some point, but at the start, it's not happening at launch. Now, that's pretty good overall. This is a very, very, very nice update from AGS. Apart from the early access, I just don't understand the reasoning behind it. Oh, Streamlabs, what are you doing on my screen? Let's go back here. I don't understand why they've done it. I just don't get it. But let's wait to see what happens tomorrow. Obviously, if you guys have watched this after tomorrow, there'll be another video on my channel talking about these packs. I'm very, very excited for TNL. See you guys in the beta. Sorry I'm not streaming so much. I'm in a place without good internet, so I can make some YouTube videos, but no streaming at the moment. I'll be streaming this weekend. Have an amazing week. See you on Discord. Play some Once Human. Play hard in the beta. Have fun. Drop a comment below, and see you in the next video about the